Hi Pisces, welcome to your monthly Tarotscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So if you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, or even thumbs up the video. It really helps. Also, if you are a continued subby, thank you so much for all of your continued support. It means the absolute world and I love you for it. You know I do. So if you want to book a personal tarot reading with me, you can do so on the email address below. And before we start, I would like to bless all of my decks with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, as you can see, it's slightly different this month. I'm changing it up. As you know, I like to keep things fresh. I like to keep things moving. I'm all about forward progression. And I want to show people that, you know, I can consistently and constantly evolve, you know, and I want you guys to do that with me. So let me know if you love it. Let me know if you hate it. You know, if you've got any additions, any ideas, I will take them all into consideration. So your actions this month with the world at large in September. You get the Two of Wands. This is beautiful because it means that things are going to take an upswing for you, not just in terms of, you know, your personal life, like, and what you do. It's kind of across the board. So in your enterprises, like whatever projects you might have, you know, any thoughts and feelings that you might have going forward, the Two of Wands represents affluent people. It also represents the experience of affluence in your life. So this is about that, you know, welcoming that sort of energy in. It kind of says that this month, the path that you're treading can lead you towards very affluent people or situations or circles. Also, the Two of Wands is about you making a firm decision. So when you see the Two of Wands, twos are always about decisions, but they're also about partnerships as well. But the Two of Wands in specific is about making the decision to step out of your past and into your future. And it kind of, to me, feels like you're very much saying to yourself, right, you know what, I know where that leads me. And now I'm ready to go into new territory. I'm ready for new things, new people, new places. And I'm taking the steps that I need to take in order to have them. So your actions and your interactions this month, you're saying to yourself, I'm all about my future. I know where I'm at, I know where I've been, but I want to know where I'm supposed to be. I want to know where I'm going. This is about you putting your plans into action. So if you're thinking about moving, if you are thinking about, I don't know, you know, anything like popping the question, or maybe finally taking that trip that you always wanted to take, or, you know, this is about you making some form of step forwards that brings you in more in alignment with what it is that you actually want to do, or where it is that you truly want to be. You know, it also sees you taking stock of those things and saying, right, I'm ready for a different experience now, and making actual physical practical steps towards achieving it. This is a really exciting month for a lot of you as well. You're choosing something or someone that's going to put you you know, firmly in touch with what you're all about and who you're about, which is lovely. Really great. So your money and your materials this month, you get the Eight of Wands. I will say this, you Pisces as a whole, whether it's just a journey or a trip, you guys are all going somewhere. So also, I will say to you, in terms of your money and your materials, expect a lot of emails, text messages, phone calls. You're going to be discussing a lot of things in the financial sense. For some of you, this is going to be on a business sort of level. This is going to be you talking about, you know, how to get the most out of your business, but it also sees you either deciding to mentor or deciding to teach, and thereby capitalizing on the skills that you've got. And the reason I say that is because this card is, aside from messages with people at a distance, it's also very much about mentorship. It's about learning. It's about the exchange of information. And your money and your materials is about your finances. It's also about your resources. This is, for a lot of you, this is you getting really real about what it is that you offer, about what it is that you bring to the table. And you're making the practical, physical steps, this because you've got wands, you know, wands is fire. It's about your actions. It's what you do. You know, and the 8 as well. 8 is all to do with business. It's all to do with finance. It's, you know, material acquisition through partnerships, effectively. So you're thinking really long and hard about your monetary, you know, your money and your materials this month. But you're also getting really serious, you know, and finding new ways. You know, finding new ways to communicate with people about what you're good at. For some of you, this is a really great month to market your skills. This is a really great month for you to collaborate with people. It looks like a lot of you are really making that decision to say to yourself, right, okay, I want to get my name out there. I want people to know who I am. I want people to know what I'm about, and I want to take what I do now and I want to broadcast that to people at large. You know, so your money and your materials take an upswing this month, but it takes an upswing by you really putting yourself out there. So any form of marketing, social media, all of that stuff looks really positive for you this month, and it could very well put you in touch with somebody that really what's the word? Yeah, somebody that, you know, because like I said, this is affluent people. This puts you on the path to that. So you could see yourself crossing paths, or certainly exchanging emails and whatnot with somebody that really, you know, that could really grow your business or really put you on the path to something amazing. It could even be somebody giving you a shout out as well, you know, so there's that kind of thing as well. It's funny because I recently just did a shout out. I'm going to do one every month for like 3 different people that I think, you know, are worth mentioning. So your communications with the world at large, you get the, yeah, I mean, you guys are Pisces. You're definitely traveling this month. For some of you, you're moving this month. If you're not actually moving, you're making the decision to move. You're finalizing the plans. The Knight of Pentacles is about a mode of transport. So it represents anything from a road trip down to the car that you would drive. In terms of your communications, this is basically saying you're putting the legwork in. So it's like you're going, you know, for some of you it might actually be going from door to door, you know, doing sales that way. For others of you, this is about approaching different types of business. For others of you, it's getting in touch with people that can market you, with getting in touch with people that you can collaborate with, people that can really, you know, move your business on. For all of you, in some way, shape or form, the month of September comes with travel. You are going somewhere. You are making some kind of journey onwards. The Knight of Pentacles also says to me that for a select few of you, this is the month where you decide to actually move. It's like not necessarily saying that the place that you're in, you know, you're unhappy with or anything bad happens there. For some of you, it's about reaching that conclusion of, you know what, I've had this experience and now I'm ready to go on. I'm ready to do something different. So this is really exciting because it also says that your movement is blessed and it's perfectly timed. So your communications this month is largely going to be about where to go, how to get there, you know, how to market myself, how can I take my business from what it is to what I would like it to be, how can I grow this, how can I take it elsewhere, you know, can I take the business or the job that I've got and move it elsewhere with me. For a select few of you as well, in terms of anything that you do in terms of study or anything that you teach, it will require you to commute. It will require you to go out and do this. It's like you're outsourcing yourself. So you're going places to teach certain subjects or to even learn certain subjects. But very, very exciting month in general. And then finally, your heart and your half. So this is your emotional connections. So boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, lover, partner, anyone that you spend a lot of personal time with, that kind of thing. And you get the Tower. Okay, so you know me guys by now, I'll just kind of give it to you as it is. The Tower card is not the easiest experience, but it is one of the most, if not the most, liberating. When you see the Tower card, it means that some kind of explosion is going to happen. You know, things are about to erupt. For those of you that are partnered, this is going to be a tough time for your partnership. A big part of you is wanting to go elsewhere. Is what, for those of you that are partnered and have been partnered for a while, you and your partner are going to be seeking different things and seeking different places. It's going to be tough for you to come to a conclusion where everybody is happy. And let's just face it, sometimes in a partnership, that is the way that it is. I'm going to be really honest with you as well. With the Tower card, you know, it can represent a finality or a final ending. With the Knight of Pentacles, that time spent away could give you more clarity, and you say, actually, you know what, I feel like it's time for us to call it quits. For others of you, this could be a chance encounter that happens that makes you say, actually, you know what, I'm not happy where we are, and it either needs to change, or it needs to move, or it needs to evolve in order for us to continue. For those of you that are single, you know, it kind of looks like lots of big surprises and changes are going to come, and it kind of says to me that in the process of your travels, you're going to come up against people that really make you think in a different way. You're going to come up against people that challenge you and challenge you and challenge your beliefs, and they're going to force you to look at who you really are, and more importantly, what your style of relationships are. It kind of says to me as well, in terms of the you know, when I couple it with the Knight of Pentacles, somebody's going to challenge the way that you move around. You know, somebody's going to say to you, you know, are you doing this because you really want to, or because it's actually worth it? Or, you know, they're going to challenge not only your style of relationship, like how you do your relationships, but they're going to force you to look at something. And it may well be that there's a little nugget of truth in that. Like, you know, are you the sort of person that self-sabotages quite a lot when it comes to your relationships? Are you, you know, the sort of person that expects all my way, and, you know, all my way or the highway? You know, your style of relationship, how you do your relationships this month is going to come under scrutiny from outside sources, whether you're partnered or whether you're single. And what you're being asked to do is just to observe, is there any truth in what they're saying? If you discover that that is the case, you can avoid the eruption by saying, you know what, hands up, maybe I could have gone about this a bit of a better way, but I still stick by where I want to go and how I want this to happen. If you're and if you resist it, if you resist the change, if you resist hearing what, you know, people are presenting you with, it's most likely that it will come crashing down on its own. So, you know, if you can pull when pushed, yeah, or push when pulled, or steer into the skid, as it were, this month in your relationships, you stand more of a chance of correcting them, you know. But this month it's going to require you to be honest, it's going to require you to be open. If you're partnered, open communication and honesty about where you're heading, about what it is that you want, about what it is that you need, is going to be required. It's going to be key for you to really speak up and be open and honest about everything. And, you know, for some of you, if you feel like you're getting into a rut and everything is too much the same, maybe change is going to be the best way forward for you. But relationships are certainly going to come under fire this month, and possibly for the best, you know. So we're looking at the weeks ahead. So the first week of September sees the Emperor. So this is very much about you establishing authority in your own life. I kind of see this month, especially in the first week of September, you're going to want to be a lot more autonomous. You're going to want to be more of the leader than the follower. And, you know, you guys are Pisceans, you're happy to usually go with the flow and go where you're taken, and it's kind of like, yeah, whatever, I can be there. This month, the first week of this month, you're very much going to be digging your heels in and saying, look, you know what, this is how I want things to shape up. This is what I want to happen in my future, in my life. This is how I see things going ahead. For some of you, this is about making a commitment of some sort. I kind of feel like there's going to be an offer that presents itself in the first week of September, and I feel like you've already made the decision. Once the opportunity comes your way, you will have already made the decision. If you're partnered, it's about whether your partner can accept that change or that decision. And if you're not partnered, it's kind of saying, you know what, I'm going to do this anyway. It's kind of like this week you're decided, the first week of September, you were deciding to live for yourself, and there's nothing or no one that's going to get in the way of that. And you know what, quite bloody rightly so. Second week of September, you get the Fool card, which is beautiful. New places, new people, new interactions are coming in. You know, the Fool card is pure potential. It can become anything that you choose for it to become. Next to the Emperor card, this kind of says that some kind of authority figure, some kind of some kind of authority figure, or some kind of very affluent person you'll be exchanging a lot of messages for. I guess one of the things as well that I want to say, now I'm, you know, getting this and more context, for some of you that are partnered, it could be that you end up meeting somebody that really excites you, that reignites your passion, that refires you up. And you know, therein lie the danger, because you know, you've got your relationship and it's like, yeah, that's great, I love this person, and you know, maybe we're stuck in a rut or whatever, but then there's this person that excites me, that shows me what it is to, you know, live in my truth and my passion again. And that could be where this comes through. You know, a partner could call you out and say, actually, I think this person's taking you away from me. And you might be forced to ask yourself the question of if that's actually happening. You know, just be honest and open. The more honest we are and open we are in our dialogue, the less people get hurt, and the more we can follow our truth and our passion and, you know, our highest goals and ideals for ourselves. The third week of September sees the Sun card. So, you know, the Sun card adds strength and power to everything that it touches. And this kind of says to me that if you want to, therein lie the subtlety. If you want to get past relationship issues, you absolutely can. If you want to move past difficult situations, you absolutely can. If you feel like ending a relationship, you know, these two, the Uranian energy, then the Sun card says that it will happen naturally, and more importantly, everybody that's involved, providing there is honesty, openness and consciousness, everybody will come away from the experience enriched. Any partings that happen will happen, you know, in an amicable and beautiful way. So the third week of September is about joy, it's about fun, it's about optimism, but it's also about the understanding that if you're open, if you're honest, and if you're truly conscious, you know, whatever must end will end, but it will end on a high note, effectively. And then the fourth week of September, you get the Death card right underneath the Tower card. Something is coming to a close in your life. Someone is leaving your life. For some of you, this is going to be a relationship. You know, look at the way that it's fallen. You know, the Death card right underneath and the Tower card on top. For some of you, this is going to be a finite end, and for some of you, it will be an explosive end. I just have to be real. You know me by now. I don't bullshit you. I tell you exactly what I see, because I believe that that's, you know, if you're forewarned, then you're forearmed. And that's the way that it works. You know, the Tower is about being able to catch a glimpse of where your life is heading, and if you choose to, you can make adjustments. It's funny that the Sun card comes first and then the Death card comes, because it's like, through illumination, through consciousness, through shedding light on things, you understand what you need to let go, or who you need to let go. For some of you, it will be a person or a relationship. For others, it will be a situation. For others, it will be, you know, it can be anything. It's about finding something or shedding enough light on all of the corners of your life and your soul to understand what no longer serves you and what is just holding you back. And more importantly, this kind of says to me that in the fourth week of September, you know, you'll really be in that space to understand what your deepest desires are, what your truest motivations are, and what it is that is just, it's either heading for a crash on its own, or, you know, understanding what you're choosing to let go of. It's a really powerful month for you guys. I mean, you know, Pisces, you're definitely going to be coming into your own more than ever. And then finally, your key to the month, you get the Sun card. Look at that. Any and all travel and movement this month are absolutely blessed through openness, through consciousness, through joy and through optimism, through living your truth and being honest and open with who you are, and being honest and open to those that you love and care about. You find your truest passion and you're able to live your highest ideal and your best life. You know, the fact that you've got the Sun card and the Sun card, that kind of, to me, you know, it can be a really beautiful month. Even these difficult experiences that take place, it's just asking you to be awake, to be conscious, to be honest and to be open. You know, when you see the Tower card in your relationship sector, when you see the Death card in the fourth week, but then they're together like one underneath the other, and then you get two Sun cards, that to me is shaping up to say, as long as you're conscious, as long as you're honest, and as long as you're open, everybody in whatever situation this plays out in will come away from it feeling enlightened, but also feeling the release that death and transition and change can truly offer. The other thing as well, for some of you, I just want to say, you know, whether it's fire or electricity or anything like that, if you see something that looks hazardous, obviously, you know, do what you can to alleviate it. Don't step in personally, always see a professional or call a professional or whatever. But you know, you could very well hear this month that, you know, some sort of, I mean, there's a lot of fires and stuff going on in various different countries at the moment, but the month of September could see one, you know, starting really spontaneously. So just keep an eye on that. And but ultimately, yeah, I think this is actually a great reading, because it means you're becoming lighter and releasing some of the baggage, but you're also understanding what can shape up in your life, providing you're honest, you're open, and you embrace your truest self. I wish you an abundance of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance itself. Have an amazing month. I'll see you very soon for more videos. Take care.